Hey guys.
What's up?
Today we are going to show you how to change the water pump out in your sleeper.
Yeah, ours has been making some really loud, funky sounds.
Right before we went on vacation, the water flow just pretty much stopped.
Yeah, low water pressure in the sink, loud pump noise. It's just really loud. So we picked up a new pump from Camping World.
Yep.
You can get these things for anywhere from like $40-50 up to $100. We got the $100 one. It's a 2-year warranty. We got the SureFlow Revolution 4008. It is 55 psi's, 3.5 gallons per minute or something. You don't want to go too big on these because we only got 15 gallons and you don't need that much water flowing through it.
Yeah, water will run out real quick if you got too much flow.
Yeah, if you got too much flow. So we got the one right in the middle, but the better brand, you know. We want this thing to last us and we want it to work good and we want it to be quiet.
Yeah.
It says ultra quiet flow reaction technology.
We'll see.
We'll test it out.
Yeah, when we drove for an owner, we had to change a water pump, and I think our very first
truck.
We had to do that, Jason. Yeah. It's not that hard of a job. The hardest part is getting to it. We're going to have to lift the bed up, and it's kind of tucked back behind. You can get to it. We're going to show you how to do that.
The water lines connect to it really easy.
Yeah.
It's a positive and negative. It's a 12-volt pump, so just positive and negative, and then mounting it to the ground.
Unfortunately, these sleepers from Bolt only come with a 1-year warranty. Some things do have warranties through the manufacturer, but you know, they wear out just like an RV. So this isn't something that's covered under warranty, so that's why we're going to do it ourselves. You could take it to Bolt and have them do it, but what they would charge you is probably ridiculous.
What any place would charge you. Camping World.
Yeah.
Any place that would do something like this, you're going to pay out the wazoo for something so easy to do. So.
Yeah, and y'all know we like doing stuff ourselves. So
DIY truckers.
So the first thing you're going to need to do before you do the installation of the pump, you need to drain your water tank.
Yeah.
Where you fill your water, there's a valve that you can turn. I'll insert a picture to show you where ours is, but you just turn that valve and it'll drain your tank out. You don't want any water in there when you're trying to do the pump because you don't want water all over your sleeper.
Right.
So,
you will want to have some towels handy though, because there will be some water spillage when you're disconnecting the line in and line out of the pump.
And I am going to just flip the pump on and depressurize the line as much as I can before we do it, just to get what we can out of the lines.
Yeah. Plus, we'll be having to use some GoPros back there, so hopefully it comes out good and you guys can see it because it's really tight back there to be able to show it. So
yeah, but all right, let's get to it.
All right, so we're under the bed. We got the bed lifted, and I'm under the countertop right now. And we need to take this off right here to gain access to the water pump. So I'm going to take this off real quick and we'll see what we can see back there. Alright, so here's the water pump back here. We got to take 4 bolts off on each side, and no clown because of my dog hair back there. It's hard to, that's what happens when you live with dogs. These Bolt sleepers will collect a lot of dog hair back there. I've actually vacuumed up some of it already, but we need to unmount it, and then we got 2 water lines, one on this side, one on the other side, that we got to disconnect. And then take these 4 bolts out, and then 2 on the other side. So we'll probably need a socket wrench and some pliers to get those water lines off. And once I get that water pump out of there, I'll give it a quick vacuum before we put the new one in. Alright, so instead of emptying your water tank, you can actually shut the water valve off. They have a water valve on this side. So, oh my god, that dog hair. I'm gonna get that vacuumed up. But instead of emptying your tank, just shut this water line off so there's no water going to the pump. All right, we got the old pump out. Where is it? It came out in 2 pieces. There's part of it there. So what happened was the mounting screws for it. Make sure I got this back the right way. Ew, ew. Water's coming out. So the mounting screws for the pump broke. Or rattled out, or there was a couple, I think there's one broken one in there. There's one broke, 2 broken, and then 2 of them rattled completely out. So I might even be able to fix this if I wanted, but I don't. So I already got it apart. I'm gonna stick the new one in. One thing I did do is I added some quick connectors on the positive and the negative, and then I did the same for in there on the positive and negative. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect all the water lines before I connect the power. I have already tested it and made sure it was working properly. One thing we do want to do is we want to put plumber's tape on the water, the in and the out, and you also want to make sure you're going the right way. There's an arrow right here you might not be able to see because it's really dark. It's just a silhouette arrow, but that's your water flow out this way. So make sure when you reconnect your water lines, you're back together. I did go around and tighten all these screws just a little bit. They took a little bit of a turn, so hopefully we won't have the same problem. It's the exact same water pump. I mean, this is a simple job to do. 2 water lines, positive and negative, that should be it. You're done, and then mount the water pump. So I'm gonna crawl back under here and got my 2 quick connects. I'm gonna Teflon tape each side. Use my plumber's tape so it gets a nice watertight seal when I get those back on there. And then we'll test it out. All right, we'll be back. One tip I want to mention, the pump comes with these connectors. This is a barbed fitting that your water line can fit over, and it makes it quite easy to install these because these twist freely from the actual barb fitting. So with the water hose on it, I could twist this on there and put it on. Problem being, this is cheap plastic. The ones that Bolt did put on there, and I'll give them props for this one, is their metal fittings. So, you know, it gets cold back there in the winter. If I use these would end up busting or freezing, so I'm gonna stick with what Bolt put on there, the metal plumbing fittings. Just a quick tip, these do make it easier to install, but big chance of them busting in freezing temperatures, so don't use those. All right, we got the new pump in. It was an absolute pain in the butt trying to get in this little tight hole and install this thing, but it is going. Turn the pump on, babe. Water. Absolute pain in the butt. Now it's time to get cleaned up. Water pump finished. What a pain in the butt. That has probably got to be the most problematic things I've ever changed on this truck. We never had to change it on our owner's truck, but this one, it needed it.
The first truck we drove for our owner, we did.
Yeah,
but that was a different
that
sleeper.
was so easy to get to.
What was that, an ICT
With that truck, it was literally, you pull the seat off, well, you see our inverter, and then that's our HVAC system. You lift that seat up, and boom, there's your water pump.
But that was what was that, an ITC sleeper?
It was a ICT.
Yeah.
Now, I understand you don't want to put the water pump next to the inverter and HVAC system, but me personally, I would put it under the sink, and I think I may move it if I ever have to change it again.
I will say, like I was telling him, like he was showing you those screws on the old pump, how they wiggled loose, and I'm sure that's just from vibration.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe every 6 months we do get under there and just check those screws and make sure they're tight.
Under there.
That's your job. I'm just the handy helper.
Hey, if I get under there again, I'm moving that water pump. I'll buy some new water lines and I'll run it. All it is a braided kind of water hose. So honestly, I would just reroute that thing and maybe put it under the sink. Because you can get to the sink from the outside compartment.
Yeah, that would be a lot easier.
So if I ever get under there again, I'm moving it. Yeah. Because that was a problem.
But hopefully this video did help somebody.
Yeah.
Anyone, if you're thinking about it, if you're having a problem with your water pump, how to get to it, how to change it. It's still cheaper than paying somebody to do it.
It is, and be prepared for a lot of cuss words. And have a handy assistant to fetch tape and tools and screwdrivers and socket wrenches and
I think I was in
wire connectors, wire connectors, and what else did I send you for? Shrink tube.
This stuff I couldn't find. The plumber's tape.
The plumber's tape. Oh my gosh.
But we got it done.
Yeah.
And yeah, so hope you guys liked the video. Thank you guys as always for watching and subscribing.
Until our next video.
Peace, love, and expediting.
Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me.